right, GOAT. Jaron Ennis was sparring with Canelo. I feel like it was something that, real quick, sorry, we already pretty much knew. Um, I spoke my piece on it already. The supposed rumor. Obviously, you got people that say, "Oh, you took it too far," or dude. One thing you learn about this boxing shit, everything. These dudes are very personal. So, kind of when you kind of hear somebody have an opinion and make a pick on the fight, a lot of times, a lot of it times it's a personal pick, or it's an agenda behind the pick, and then that's why you got sometimes a lot of guys don't want to piss the other guy off because they cool, but man, y'all you telling me, oh CJ, you need to stay on code because you picking Canelo. But my whole thing is I'm on Crawford to win. I'm picking it from a logical standpoint of view. My fandom is with Bud. You know my history. I don't like Canelo. Don't care for the guy. But when I get to breaking it down, I had to have a concrete pick pretty soon, right? But we all know how many Mexicans you think you will see helping, Bud out. And obviously some will. Finances is finances, right? But a lot of people mad at Boots for doing this. He got experience with Canelo. He got paid to probably go in there and spar with Canelo. I ain't mad at it. You got to understand, ain't no code when it comes to this boxing shit amongst black people in this box. Ain't no code. Ain't no code, whatever. These people, these black boxing fans and these black boxers hate on each other more than anything else. They don't have half the ill will, for when Canelo pop hot than they have for Crawford, or some of them have for Errol Spence, or some of them have for Deontay Wilder. That's just the God honest truth. That's just the truth. So when I look at it, it is what it is. Do I feel like he doing it out of spite? Yeah, of course he is. In his mind, Canelo, Crawford deprived him of an opportunity. Meanwhile, he probably Lima Uzma struggling with Karen Cherkachan and those type of guys, so I mean, I feel a certain type of way, bro. But at the end of the day, that's his decision. And that's a once in a lifetime opportunity. You get a chance to share with Canelo Alvarez. Who knows? Maybe they tell him to stay southpaw. Maybe they told him to give him a different, certain type of look. I seen kind of Greg Hackett, shout out to Jamil Weiss and media. He would basically say he don't like that because maybe in a couple years, Boots can actually get that fight and you sparring with him, kind of give him some insight on what you're doing. I don't see that. I understand what you're saying. I don't really see that fight happening, in my opinion. But, at the same time, he could be right. Sometimes, Shakur Stevenson is notorious for this. He sparred with so many people that he outclassed so many people in sparring. They don't want to fight him. Hell no, I want to fight this dude. You know what I'm saying? So, but yeah, people gonna be mad at Boots. But guess what, Boots got to do his best for Boots. And if he feel a certain type of way about Bud, so be it. We already know most of these black boxers and black fighters don't fuck with each other. Who, when you seen all these Hispanics popping hot, these black fighters ain't had nothing to say. We had so many black fighters, fighting after the Jaime Munguia fight. After Jaime Munguia popped hot, what was the other dude? Julio Cesar Martinez popped hot. Was the other guy, Pop Hot Rodriguez, who fought Gail Yaffe. There ain't none of these black fighters say nothing. So y'all have to stop looking at black boxers like Muhammad Ali or some of these other fighters that was on code. They ain't on code, bro. The fight fans ain't on code. You know what's so funny? I was just left the barbershop. We was talking about this. He was like, yeah, Mexicans don't be on that shit with blacks no more. He was like, well, the older ones do, but not the younger ones. And I was like, hey, man, you make a good point because it's a lot of younger black people who don't really, really don't be on that. They don't even know when they experience racism no more. They don't even know how to deal with passive aggression. If they don't even know when, racism is being exercised against them. I said, you make a good point. A lot of this is getting lost in the sauce in the United States. I said, dude, you make a great point there. So you got to understand in this boxing shit, man, the blacks got more ill will for each other than anybody. Real talk. The blacks got more ill will for each other than anybody. I'm telling you that right now. The blacks got more ill will for each other than anybody. They silent. They silent when it come. They silent when it come to when the Mexicans do something, when somebody black lose, oh, he need to retire. I'll never forget this, man. When Deontay lost to Tyson Fury in that second fight, they were celebrating. I bullshit you not. They were celebrating. They were. I'm not talking about the fan. I mean, the other fighters, they were liberated. They were so happy that he lost. I was like, this shit was disgusting, bro. It was very disgusting. I was very disgusted. Real talk, I was disgusted. But to the real question y'all want to know, will this help Boots? I mean, will this help Canelo with Crawford? Yeah. Look at anytime you can look at another southpaw. Anytime you can look at another southpaw, you can get the speed, the slickness. You just want to get that look. Is he Crawford? Can he think like Crawford? Can he mimic Crawford? Yeah, he can do some things that Crawford do, but is he Crawford? No. Is it real fighting? No. Can he mimic the speed of Crawford? I mean, in his own way. But Boots is not as slick as Crawford. He's more kind of Boots is Boots. You know what I'm saying? Boots is Boots. That's how I look at it. Boots is Boots. Boots is his own unique type fighter. Crawford doesn't throw the unique punches of Jaron Boots in it. Boots is very unique as a fighter. Crawford is a little bit, he's a little bit different. He's more calculated. I think Boots is more of an instinctive type fighter. The length is around the same as far as the reach, but Boots is a little taller. But Boots is not as defensive responsible. He don't have the mind, but I think it's really amongst getting the speed down pat. To me, his footwork is not as good as Bud, but it's just getting that southpaw look, getting that slickness, getting the power from a smaller guy and the speed from the smaller guy, the trajectory of the punches. So, I mean, yeah, it's going to help. I mean, definitely. I, in my humble opinion, I feel like this definitely is going to help him. Okay, this round you switch righty to lefty and just do what you do. They might have him stay at the southpaw some of those rounds, and Boots might gain some confidence. Boots may gain some confidence from this. So, will I read much into it? Yeah, I mean, I think it's something to read into. In my opinion, I think it's definitely something to read into. But is he gonna make or break him in the fight? No. No. So, I mean, but as far as staying on code, it's over with. It's over with. It's over with. I stop looking for these boxers to stay on code. These black boxers, it's a wrap. They don't stay on code, man. They feel like they got them. A lot of times you see these dudes get money, they feel like, they feel like I'm above y'all. until they start going through situations and then they want to ask the black community for help. So yeah, most of these guys, they feel like they're above us. We ain't even on the same planet. We ain't even the same race. All that shit, man. So yeah, I mean, it is what it is, right? But hey, I don't really care about it. Boots ain't bud, but it's just a look. It's a good look. It's a good look for Canelo, kind of to get a feel or whatever. So will they make or break him for the fight? I don't think so. But hey, let me know what you girls and guys think. Thumbs up the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel. That subscribe button is the bell icon button. Hit all notifications, increase your chance of notifications. We go live or drop video. Follow me on X, Instagram, Spotify, Anchor, Cash App, Venmo, PayPal, Amazon, Kick, Twitch, the whole nine. Appreciate the love, support. Let me know what you girls and guys think in the comment section. Hold on. Peace.